What?
Who you think you are? I don't know, Edmund. Who do you think I am?
You know that you're nothing but a
I'm nothing but a communist, Edmund.
You are.
What's wrong? Can't you talk?
Yeah, you're a low-life communist.
Yeah, you're a low-life communist, Edmund.
Ah, get off. Get off, okay? Take your pituitary gland and chew on it. You jerk. Bill, near north. But I'm not going to tolerate it. I'm not going to tolerate overt racism, attacks against people of color, and attacks against women. It goes on enough, okay? It goes on enough in the media. It goes on enough in talk radio. I'm not going to do it, okay? So if you want to call here and you want to try, you bring it on, but I'm guaranteeing you, I'm going to gnaw the flesh off your skull. You got it? Okay. And I'm not going to apologize either for my actions. And I've said this before, you want a talk show host who's phony, then go some other place. But what I am is what I am. And if you can't handle it, if it's too hot, man, for you to handle, then hey, turn on WFMT. Go to WGN if you can't take it. Go over to the Loop, and the Lizard will entertain you, okay? Yeah, but I'm not screwing around with this. And I mean it sincerely, and I'm not doing it for effect. I'm not doing it to get people's attention. I'm doing it because it's the way that I feel. It amuses me that when we do the shootout, some guy calls up Jew boy and all this. Do you think at 42 years of age, do you think I've never heard that before? Okay? People like you, young neo-Nazis in training like you tried that on me when I was like 10, 9, 8, 6. It didn't work then. It's not going to work now. I'm desensitized to it, okay? And one last thing. Those of you who mail me things, if you don't put a return address on it, I throw it in the trash. I don't read it, okay? So all of you out there who are sending me these little hate letters and all the little neo-Nazi things, good luck, because you know what? No return address, no read. And don't put a fake address on there, because we can tell, all right? We know immediately what it is. Stand up for your beliefs, no matter how twisted they are. Don't be a slimeless, backbone missing slug, okay? All right. Hey, Elmhurst, Marie, you're on WLS.
Yes.
Yes.
I think you don't understand what a symbol is.
Oh, what is a symbol, Marie?
The flag stands for freedom and for our Constitution, our way of life in America. And I think we've gotten way off base with some of our thinking.
Really? Well, wait a minute. You think we've gotten way off base?
It is in America. It's
wait a minute. You think that we've gotten way off base?
Well, I think in general we have on a lot of things.
Well, if all of these things are America, as you point out, then why would you call and object to me living exactly what you're talking about?
I object to your disrespect.
Oh, my disrespect for what, ma'am?
For the flag, because it's a symbol.
That's all it is. It's just a symbol. It's not America, ma'am. I respect America deeply. It's not. It's just a symbol.
What a symbol is. Look it up in the dictionary.
No, you look it up in the dictionary. Tell me right now what it is. You describe it to me as it is. As it is put down at Webster's, fucking Wagnall, or anything else you've got.
It stands for America and our Constitution.
Yeah, but the Constitution means nothing to you. You don't want to uphold it.
Well, that's
no. Do you, ma'am?
That's where you're wrong,
ma'am. You don't want to uphold it.
That's where you're wrong.
Well, then why would you encourage me not to burn the flag? If you were truly for the Constitution of the United States, you would say do it.
And you're teaching other people.
Oh, and I'm teaching other people.
And people that
you know what?
America should respect the country or go back to their own country.
Oh, you know what? You ought to pack your bags and go back to wherever you came from. And furthermore, let me add this on. Let me add this on, you old bone creaker. Dig this. I had to come to your house tonight, and I'll tell you something. I had to give you a lesson in the Constitution. How about that? How about you read me? How about you tell me what the First Amendment says?
I don't have to go into.
Yeah. People like you never do. Thank you. You just proved my point. Jim in Midlothian, you're on WLS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it that people like me are supposed to respect the feelings of people like you when you just trample all over how we feel? I'll tell you what. You want to burn that flag?
Yeah.
I've seen you on TV. I'm your size.
Yeah.
Meet me tomorrow and burn that flag.
Okay, you got it.
Have an ambulance standing by because one of us is going to be in it when it's over.
You know what? You truly are un-American. You truly are an un-American punk. And you don't understand the First Amendment. And you don't understand the Constitution. But, a guy like you is a guy who would go after a twisted cross and think that that's probably a pretty good idea, too, because somebody would instill some kind of false patriotism in you. Jim on a car phone. Something I don't understand another's right to limit another's right to free speech. I understand argument. I understand discourse. I understand turning your head and going, oh, God. I understand the fact that I get sick when I see somebody who's a member of the Klan. I understand, the idea that you don't put people in jail for things they have written, for works of art that they have created. I understand the feeling of nausea that I get when local governments attempt censorship. I don't understand the idea when somebody tries to live up to the First Amendment that the first thing's going to happen is some jackbooted ape is going to call up here and start, giving the muscle brawn attitude,
Look,
I'll tell you something. I can eat more Polishes than you can, and I'm going to come over there and I'm going to grab you. What does that prove?
look, Jay, all of our rights have limitations. I mean,
The rights that have limitations are set by the Constitution of the United States and the court systems. Larry, WLS.
Yeah, Jay. Although I promised myself I would never call your worthless show, your Erzat's constitutional legal scholarship is leaving me laughing. Although you may in theory be true, it may be true that we don't have a right to burn the flag. I think people...
No, we have a right to burn the flag.
Right, we have a right to burn
You can't even get
flag.
that line right, and you accuse
Jay,
me.
Quit dragging the crap across the phone and listen
Oh,
to me.
yeah, well, get off, you moron. Okay, take your headphone and hit it against your head about 15 or 16 times, okay, until you sober up and get a grip. WLS Dependable Weather tonight.
when you burn a flag, what you're trying to do is you're trying to incite people.
Oh, yeah, right. To what? To discussion.
The same people that burned the flags when the veterans came home from the war.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, right, all right. I'm not going to take that. And, if you can't control yourself and you can't deal with it on a rational level, and let me tell you once again that there were people in this country who did that, but there were also a hell of a lot of people who sat and did nothing. And there were no corporations that threw any parades, and there were no people who stood up and put yellow ribbons on their trees when the Vietnam vets came home. Vietnam vets were widely overlooked, both in the POW and the MIA issue, and it had nothing to do with the American flag. It had to do with the fact that we as a nation couldn't face up to what we had done. And for all the vets who came home, and for all the vets who never got any attention, and for the lousy VA hospitals that they laid in, and for all the politicians that ignored them, we should all be ashamed. But it has nothing to do with the American flag. Get a grip on what it's about. You want to send me a fax, Rita, calling me stupid? Maybe you should learn to spell African. Okay, here's how Rita spelled African. A-F-E-R-I-C-A-N. Okay, there's a dumb white broad. She was accusing me using the statement white boy. So she says, you're really stupid, and then she spells African. Anyway, look, the point is, what you're, ladies and gentlemen, we have an expert on the line.
Jay, who's the brainstem? The guy in the car that can afford to pay for his car phone? Or the nitwit who didn't stay in school and got pregnant?
You know who's a brainstem? I'll tell you who's a brainstem, Angel.
You are.
Somebody who calls up and doesn't give a damn about kids, and hangs up like you do, Angel. Well, I'll tell you something, Angel. You know what? You probably have to work 3 jobs to survive because your husband probably doesn't want to get near you. And I wouldn't want to either. You talk about who's the brainstem. You're the brainstem, Angel. Because you don't care. You're a non-caring human being. And because you work in a hospital and you've got a couple of teenagers, you're an authority, Angel? I ask you to tell me where you got your statistics. Oh, well, you don't have any statistics. That's right, Angel. Let's just make things up. Well, let me tell you, glamour puss, less talk, more reading, maybe you'd learn something. WLS, you old douchebag. We've had enough of your crap.